If you are looking for a cute but spicy holiday romance story, then this is the one. Hi, my name is Moana, and this is my reading buddy Spike. And I'm a reading and writing lover who disliked English class as both a student and a teacher, and I am now documenting my journey of rediscovering my love for words. Okay, I'm gonna put Spiky down now. Thank you, Spiky. Spike is just enjoying relaxing on the couch while I am here recording next to him. Happy holidays! I am not even exaggerating when I say that I feel like this year has just flown by so quickly, because I seriously feel like I just finished celebrating the last holiday season. So to be honest, I normally never read holiday stories. I feel like I'm always so busy during the holidays that I have no time to read, and by the time I finally do, it's already Christmas Day, or maybe even the day after Christmas, and it feels like there's no point in trying to read a holiday story by then. So one awesome thing out of many other awesome things that came out of starting my booktube channel is that it did motivate me to get into a festive spirit and read some holiday books so that I could talk about them here. I've gotten through 2 books so far, and I'm halfway through another one with several more on my TBR, and I was actually debating if I should talk about all of them in one video or if I should stick to one book per video. So please let me know in the comments what you prefer. So I recently listened to an audiobook called How to Lose a Guy Before Christmas by AJ Pine, and I absolutely love this story. This book is an Audible exclusive, so it's only available as an audiobook. So if you're someone who prefers to read a book on your own, unfortunately, you don't have that option for this one. However, I recently discovered these Audible exclusives and think that they're definitely worth listening to. I've only listened to a few so far, but I find them to be so much fun in that they often have multiple voice actors playing the parts of different characters, and the story unfolds almost in a cinematic way where it feels like a cross between a movie and a book. There are even some Audible exclusives where the voices are played by prominent Hollywood actors, which makes it even more fun to listen to. Anyway, going back to How to Lose a Guy Before Christmas, this is a holiday romance, and I actually hesitated to read it at first because I thought it was going to be your typical cheesy Hallmark holiday romance where it's like one of the characters goes back to the country from the big city, has a bad encounter with a local, but they get over their hatred for each other, fall in love, and settle in that small country town together. I mean, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. So I'm glad that I took a chance on this story and continued reading it, because even though it slightly was an enemies to lovers kind of story, it was still a really interesting read. This story starts a few days before Christmas, where Lucy is supposed to fly home from Chicago, but due to bad weather, her flight gets canceled. She goes on a rideshare app and finds that there is another person in her area who is also driving to her home city. So she decides to catch a ride with that person, not having any idea who it is. When the person picks her up, she's dismayed to find that it's actually a guy who she previously met on a hookup app and had a one-night stand with, and then ghosted about a month prior to this. So the road trip is awkward, and she's thinking that she just wants to get through the ride as quickly as possible. You can already kind of guess what happens because it is a holiday story, and we expect that the couple is going to end up together happily ever after. So of course, something significant has to happen to keep them together long enough to fall in love. And of course, that wouldn't happen if the drive just goes smoothly and quickly as the characters would expect it to. So Eric is driving and Lucy is sleeping when the weather conditions make things quite dangerous for them, and he ends up skidding on the road and hitting a road sign. Eric is slightly hurt, but it's nothing serious, and the car isn't drivable though. So they end up walking to the nearest town, which happens to be this magical looking place, which is like a Christmas town. So I don't really know how else to explain it, but you can just imagine lights and decorations everywhere. And the people take Christmas so seriously that the entire town lines up to sit on Santa's lap and tell him their Christmas wish. So that's what I mean by like Christmas town. So I love this story so much, so I would love to go on and on talking about it, but I don't want to give away too many spoilers. So if you do read it, please let me know so that I do have somebody that I can talk to about it. This next part might be a little bit of a spoiler, so proceed with caution. But this is definitely not a book for kids or even teens because it does have its spicy moments. But what I really loved is that it was appropriately spicy, where those moments wove into the story very well. Like, it's not the kind of book that is just all spicy and no plot. It's actually really romantic, and the spicy moments just add to the excitement, making the story so much fun to listen to. Another thing that I hope is not too much of a spoiler, but I really loved, is how well developed and real the characters felt, because the author did a great job in explaining their insecurities in a way that I hardly see in sweet romance stories. Each character is so relatable, which leaves you rooting for them and wanting them to be happy in the end, like you would do for a really good friend. The reviews for this story were quite mixed, with some people really loving it, but several people really hating it. I was surprised because I enjoyed it so much, and I was really excited to see that this author also has another Christmas story on Audible, which I plan to check out soon. I've never heard of her before, so I looked her up, and it looks like she has written several spicy romance novels, most of them about cowboys. Cowboys aren't really my thing, to be honest, but if they are yours, then you might want to check out the rest of the books by AJ Pine. I actually really hope that she writes more holiday love stories, since I really enjoyed this one. So I would love to hear from you. Are there any holiday stories that you love? If so, I would love to get your recommendations so that I can add them to my TBR. For my next video, I'm going to share about a holiday murder mystery that I just read that I also really enjoyed. Thank you so much for joining me for this video, and if you liked it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to see more of my book reviews. Until next time, happy reading and see you soon! Bye!